So we move to our next speaker, Sunil Pandey, plastic waste management expert from the Senior Fellow and Director of Environment and Waste Management Division of TERI, one of the leading organizations which does advocacy in the waste management domain. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Akram, and thank you also to chair of the session, Dr. Shekhar. I don't know for what reason he's disconnected. I had a formal presentation, but hearing to all the sessions, this session and previous session, I believe all that was already discussed. Yeah. So what I'll do is we are doing assessment of EPR in plastics for a project. So what I'll do is I'll pick up some small abstracts from that. And also, this also actually resonates with what some of our previous speakers pointed out, especially Mr. Thomas Chandy, his experiences in Sikkim. We also found the similar experiences working in Uttarakhand, religious towns of Haridwar and Rishikesh. They're struggling to understand EPR. And if you look at urban local bodies who are central to, other than PIBOs who are central to implementing EPR, they simply don't have staff in the sense staff who can understand EPR, who can be deployed and who can work with state pollution control boards officers, and also with the PIBOs. They are scared to go to PIBOs who are active in their cities and towns. So in summary, what is seeming is for larger cities, metropolitan cities and towns, there's still mechanism in place, and people are, also PIBOs have substantial production output in these cities. It's easier to start a mechanism, start a system. The smaller cities and towns are struggling. And more so, most of the EPR discussion is happening mostly for the urban India. And problem is that even the rural area, the penetration of packaged goods is increasing. And rural areas also struggling in terms of, because they don't have viable waste collection system. Though, plastic waste management rules give definite responsibility to even panchayats, like urban local bodies. But those systems are yet to be put in place. So this is one point. Let me start with some good news. Other than starting, though, listening to other speakers, I thought let me point this out in the beginning. We're tracking, though data is not easy to come by, how each recycler or each producer, importer, or brand owner is setting out to meet his target or her target. We were looking at plastics, which are something which are called MLPs, and these are known to all of us, multi-layered plastics, and how much of that in different states is now being collected and is being, as the regulation requires, is being sent to either for the road laying or for its utilization in cement kiln as a alternate fuel for co-processing. And good news about that is now approximately all there are 14 states and union territories who are sending their plastic waste, especially MLPs and other low-value plastic waste, to cement kilns for co-processing. And these numbers, the numbers which they're sending on an annual basis, is increasing. The key notable states are Andhra Pradesh, Assam, which is a good news because just before, sometimes before, Member Secretary Assam said that he's struggling to implement EPR. But good news is that a lot of it, actually, a low-value plastic is going for co-processing. Then Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, though Tamil Nadu, Telangana at much smaller level, and UP, Uttar Pradesh, much smaller level, largely because there are cement plants in the vicinity. Though, in Goa, the cement plant is not actually in Goa, it's in Karnataka. And they have been sending their low-value plastic waste for co-processing for quite some time. but they're also scared because they are not clear, they are not sure when the government of Karnataka would change its policy and stop accepting waste from neighboring state. And in that case, they will have problem. So this is good news. Other than this good news, I'll also kind of point out one limitation when we see EPR in context of EPR policy in context of though it is still draft in context of India. When you see EPR policy in other countries, there's a lot of emphasis on achieving ease of recycling, looking at concepts like design for recyclability, design for environment, a lot of changes happening in packaging packaging designs. Here, the EPR policy seems to be focusing more on end of the pipe or downstream processing, where a lot of focus is on whatever has been generated has to be collected, has to be sorted, and then sent for recycling so that those recycling targets which are set out can be met. So somewhere the upstream processes get lost when you look at only downstream processes as a focus of EPR. So that's something which I believe we can point out that though in essence EPR doesn't say that it's only focusing on downstream processing, but upstream and midstream processes also need to be a part of a viable, effective EPR in Indian context. Second issue, which also was pointed out by Dabar earlier in their presentation as one of the suggestions, is harmonizing packaging standards, and also looking at how less complicated polymer designs, polymer packagings can be brought into use, so that their collection of course is not an issue, but their recycling can actually result in high quality pellets or high quality products, and there's no intermixing in the sense downcycling or going to low quality products in the recycling process.